and welcome back. So today I thought I'd do a bit of a layout update. Now there has been a few changes made to this layout recently, and if you remember me saying about a couple of little bits and pieces that we wanted to change, wanted to alter, and a couple of issues what we were having, what we've now sorted as well. So first off, if I bring you guys down to here, if you remember, we had those Hornby power tracks, what was here. And we were also having a couple of issues with running on this section of track. So what we've actually done is, as you can see with these wires here and here, we've got some powered fish plates. So we've wired them underneath and they are going straight into the track. As you can see, these ones have already been done on the inside. And then we've got these ones done on the outside. Now, normally, yes, like these ones here, you will see that the holes are right next to the track. But however, because this is where the wires were coming through from the, get my words out, from the Hornby power track straight into the block, we've decided to just use this same hole, and then we're going to cover this up. Now what we are going to do to make sure that these wires are dealt with and that you can't really see them, like with my old layout, we're going to obviously pop some ballast over these and just tidy it in a bit more. And as you can see here, some of the ballast has come up where we've taken the old track up. So we're going to do the same. We're going to reballast, secure this down and just make it nice and easy so you can't see where those wires are coming from. Now, what I will say is a couple of the locos with the power tracks, what were on this, if you can remember from the power tracks, they've got kind of a bit of a plastic raised section in the middle where power goes from one track to the other and everything's joined. Now, that was causing an issue with some of the locomotives. I can just take you over to this one has actually been fine. But if you see here, where we've got the coupler on the front, some of these underneath, if I lift this up, can I move this out of the way? There. If you see how long this rod is underneath at the bottom, some of them, if they were either hanging slightly low or these were a little bit on the longer side, it was having issues where running a certain direction, it would pop these up and it would sometimes uncouple the train, or on some of the steam locomotives, it would actually derail it from the front. So yes, that was another reason why we've chose to change this. And then in doing this, we've then wired it over to the other side of the track where that bit's already been done. But that means that we've got power, even for a small layout like this. The more power that you get to it, say, linking even just one side to the other side, it does massively improve the continuity around the track and just helps to increase the smoothness with running, especially if you've got some of the old Lima style models. They've not got as many pickups, just that extra bit of power. You would be surprised how much of a difference on a small layout, even one as this size is, just how much of an improvement that it can make. Now, let's go to the other little thing what we've done. Now, going to stations here. Obviously, if you look at this station, you've got these great little bits on the outside, to represent, they don't cross line and what have you. Now, when this layout was built, on this station here, you can see the difference already. It was having some problems. Now, if we come down to this side of the track, and I take you over here, you see how close that coach is to the station. And what we were having is some of the coaches, as well as certain locomotives, if they were sticking out a little bit over the front, say likes of a class 91, or even some of the steam locomotives that had a bit extra on the front, for example, say likes of the Mallard, they were finding that they were catching, especially on this side, just coming off this corner. Now, due to the layout and the setup, this track, it does clear the scenery at the back, but it does run very close to it. And again, you would sometimes on this little section here and even down here, you would hear a very slight scraping noise. And obviously don't want to damage the coaches or the trains, because some of these, you know, they can cost a lot of money. You want them to look as nice as you can for as long as you can. So what we've done, if I bring you around here so you can see the difference more, is that we've taken the station and we've literally taken down the overhang. So if you can see there, compared with this one, we've literally taken the overhang back as far as we can towards the wall. Now if you look at that compared to that one, there's probably only about 2 or 3 millimeters of a difference. Now while that doesn't sound like a lot, taking it off both sides, you've got 6 millimeters of extra tolerance where you can get for your trains going around the track. And it is surprising how much of a difference even that small amount can make. And with the result from this, we now have any train what can run on either side of the track, forwards or backwards, and they don't catch on this station. So it's great because not only does it stop them from derailing, it also helps protect the trains, the coaches. As you can see, this very nice set here, which we're going to be doing a review on at some point. And even something like these coaches here, they aren't new, they are older coaches, but you know, you want to take care of your stuff, you want it to look after it, you don't want it being scrapped and scratched and things like that, unless you want that kind of effect to go on your coaches. And again, just protecting locos, especially like to this one, the Flying Scotsman, you know, it's just keeping them all nice and safe and just stuff like that, and making the layout look a little bit better. And again, if we go down to this one, as you can see, we were having a couple of issues again with this side. So what we've done, we've changed this slightly to make this a bit of a longer station. So we've added the straight on, we've added the curved section on, and again, as you can see, we've cut down either side of that overhang. And now that when locos come along and across with this one, that they no longer catch. And again, it's only a few millimeters either side, but if I just very gently move this one, you see the amount of extra room that we have on this side was enabled us to move it over and to move the station, whoops, great as always, and to move the station further this way. So instead of just having a single platform with 2 of these on, which barely fit on, we now have a bit more of a longer platform, which can either double as like your small village station, or even where everybody gets onto the trains before they start working. So as you can see, just little tiny improvements like this and like that can make a big difference to a layout. Now, again, going back to these, it doesn't seem like much, but if you're wanting to make it looking, you know, more realistic, then this is something that's definitely going to help you out. And the other little thing that we did do, now I won't go underneath and bore you with that side of things, but we found that these, with the springy tree, we found that these lights weren't fully working. Now when we went underneath, simply noticed that some of the wiring had come loose. So we've been underneath, we have repaired all the wiring, and if I can get the right switch, hopefully, and in fact, no, the switch, if I remember rightly, is hid under here. It's not underneath. As you can see, we've now got all the lights working. And again, this is a great thing with your buildings on your layout, because if you don't have anything inside of your buildings, a lot of buildings, as you can see, you've got either a little diorama right at the back, you've usually got a big gap, and so everything doesn't have to be running off your power supply. It's a great way to hide any little battery switches that you've got. and then that little 3-volt supply could quite easily run a lot more lights like this, and you can put it underneath and look nice and tidy. So there we have it, just a very quick update for this week. Just wanted to show you a few of the little changes that we've made to the layout. Hopefully you've enjoyed this little video. Hopefully showing you these couple of bits may have given you a little idea for wiring, or possibly even just to make a little improvement like with that on your track without thinking you've got to redesign the whole thing. So again, just a quick one for this week. So hopefully you've liked and enjoyed this video. Leave a thumbs up, and with that being said, we shall see you in the next one.